up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to From the Yard on WSUB 106.1 with your girl, Armourie. And today, I am so excited because when I tell y'all, you know I'm bringing the heat when it comes to our SU alumni interviews. And just know, I've been waiting to get this woman on my couch for the longest. When I tell you she's booked and busy and booked and all the things. And the most important part about it, she is just so beautiful. She has a beautiful spirit, a beautiful soul, amazing powerhouse, and I'm just so glad to have my girl, my sis, Miss Catrice, in the building with me. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for your introduction. I appreciate you, friend.
Oh my goodness, you're amazing. Shout out to Sam for connecting us.
Yes,
she is amazing. Shout out to Samantha Smith. She's doing amazing things.
She sure
whenever we was connected, I said, oh, sis, we locked in for sure.
I know. Definitely God that did it for us, so I'm definitely glad that she introduced. And yes, since that day, baby, you've been my sis.
Sis, yes, I love that. So for those who don't know you, and just give insight about who you are, where you're originally from, and what is it that you're currently doing today. Let the people know.
Yes. So, Catrice Roggerson. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana.
Come on.
And currently, I am working for the Houston Rockets as their senior community relations coordinator.
If y'all could see me in the studio, you saw my head did a swivel. Can you run it back for the people in the back who didn't get a chance to hear you?
Yes. So I have been blessed to work for the Houston Rockets. I've always loved sports, so this is definitely a dream come true. Looking forward to seeing what continues to happen with them.
Sis, just know we coming back to this and just everything when it comes, because that's a major corporation to even just work with. So, girl, I can't wait to unravel that. So before we dive into that, because I got questions that need answers.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Before Southern University even came in the picture, what shaped you the most when growing up?
Oh, man. I would definitely just say my family, my parents, just the upbringing that they blessed me with, always keeping me in the church, keeping me knowing that God is the head of our household, and definitely just the positivity, love, encouragement, all those things they always poured into me. So, yes, my family is definitely very big to me, very important in my life. So, yeah, I was blessed with a great upbringing.
Come on. There ain't nothing like having a blessing. And I always like to tell people, when you have that family dynamic that provides that support, it just stretches beyond anything.
For sure.
That definitely speaks a lot. And then about your character as well, too. So how did Southern come into the fold? What is that about?
So Southern has always been a part of my family. Man, and my sister and brother, they both went there and graduated. So even being younger than them and going to visit and things of that nature, when we would go to games, just hearing my sister and brother always talk about it, it was just like something like, okay, Southern University, I love this HBCU life. So it was something that always intrigued me. And then honestly, at the end of the day, when I was applying to colleges, I was blessed with Southern to get a full academic scholarship. So at that point,
congratulations on that.
God is good.
Academic scholarship.
Yes, ma'am.
Sis.
Yes, ma'am. So definitely, I mean, that was the writing on the wall right there.
Hello, literally.
So yes. Set my journey out for Southern.
I love that. So what did you study while at Southern? What was the thing that you said, okay, did you know what you wanted to do when you went to Southern, or were you trying to figure out during that first year?
Okay. So all the way up until I graduated from high school, I just knew I was going to be a criminal lawyer, Raquel. Okay. That was something that I was very much so intrigued in and loved. I had already mapped it out. I was going to major in criminal justice. After I graduated, I was going to be going to law school, and I was going to also be working part-time as a cop. Okay. Nobody
literally already figured out. Okay. At this point.
I had it mapped out. Nobody took me serious as a police officer, but that's okay though. But then close to my senior year when I was getting ready to graduate, I don't know, I just really started getting an interest in communications.
Wow.
I used to always watch ESPN, BET, Love 106 and Park and stuff like that. So really got into throwback. But yes, really got into broadcasting and things of that nature, and really wanted to host. And so I was like, okay, mass communications, that seems like something dope there.
We got a mass comm in the house.
You know, definitely representing. So yeah, that was something that really piqued my interest, and I always just felt like it was something so broad and that you can do in so many different genres and areas in full-time career work. So yeah, I was like, let's go with mass communication. So that is what I focused in on, and it was like concentration broadcasting at that time for undergrad.
Same, ditto. So I love that you focused on mass communications and concentrated on broadcasting. And a lot of people don't know just that experience while being at Southern and going through that department. Like, what were some of the like key elements for you, like whenever you were, whether that be with Dr. Darrell or like who were your professors during those times?
Ooh, I had quite a few, but definitely Dr. Darrell, loved him. Professor Campbell, loved her.
Shout out to Campbell.
Yes, she was actually assisting me with my thesis that I had to do for the honors college. So yes, love and appreciate her so much. Dr. Fuller.
Shout out to Dr. Fuller.
So
and
you
Dr.
know,
Darrell.
you were there. We definitely had some great professors, and they all molded, shaped me, and pushed me as well. It just always gave like just that family vibe atmosphere that you truly just get from an HBCU. So I always knew that they always had like our best interests at heart, wanted to see us to succeed. They were going to keep it honest with us when submitting in the work and things like that. And just always aiming to push you to another level. So I definitely enjoyed my time with the mass communications department for sure. Yeah.
Facts. I can resonate with that 100%. And you brought up a key element of that family-oriented feel. And when you when you hear about other individuals' experiences, whether that be maybe at a PWI or even other HBCUs, they don't really share that they have a family-oriented experience like how we have. Our classes were like tight knit, you know, we were trying to help each other out. If we couldn't find out how to figure this assignment out, we're like, okay, look, am I tripping or do you mind helping me out a little bit?
Of course, we had no problem working together, collaborating, and just helping each other out. So yeah, it's definitely something I cherish for sure.
I love that. I love that. When you look back at SU, who or what at SU had the biggest influence on your direction?
Oh, that's a great question, Raquel. Like I say, so many people truly played a part. So I don't want to miss anybody, but I would definitely say for where I am now with having a passion for sports, I would honestly take it back to working for the basketball team. So when I came to Southern University, I used to play basketball all through my childhood and things like that. But I mean, I was honest with myself and just knew, you know, college ball, it might not be best fit for me. But I did know that I did love sports, especially basketball, and it was something I still wanted to continue with. And so I honestly just went up to the basketball team. They did not know me, but I had wrote a letter. Listen, Raquel, I'm about to walk you through the story very quickly.
Let us know.
I'm going to go through it fast. So literally, I knew I wanted to work for the team.
Wow.
And so I went to the Dome to try to meet with one of the coaches. Nobody was there.
Wow.
I was still determined. So I had one of my friends with me, and she was like, you know, you should write a letter. I literally wrote a letter, like introducing myself, saying what I wanted to do, slid it under the coach's door. And yes, I ended up getting a call back.
Period. Talk about the determination and the element of just pushing forward to doing it, not being deterred just because his door was closed. You still inserted yourself.
Yeah. So yes, friend. So I'm very ambitious. Okay, and I really try to not to take no for an answer or get deterred or anything like that, especially if it is something I really, really do want. So, yeah, I try to shoot my shot as much as I can. So, definitely, you know, I was here for writing a letter. I had already made up in my mind if I had not heard back, I was going to follow back up. Or if I was going to see somebody that plays basketball, like walking throughout the strip or anything like that, stop them. Hey, can you introduce me? So, And that's actually crazy because I started summer school there at Southern, and I was able to meet one of the basketball girls. She was actually in one of my classes during that time frame, and I remember letting her know that it was something I was interested in too. So she said she would put in the word. So she probably actually did play a huge role in me hearing back.
Because I'm like, what did the letter say? I want the details.
I was just introducing myself and just saying, I was a freshman here, and just my love for the sport and things of that nature. And hey, I am here to assist any way I can.
Wow.
So I actually did end up getting a job with them. I was their manager, and then I was also their videographer.
Really?
So I would record their basketball games, and then the ones that they would make the DVD for, and then give to teams and things of that nature. So definitely, I would just say that experience truly shaped me being able to still continue on in sports, have that on my resume, and it just assisted me throughout other steps in my life. So I would definitely say that factor played a major part.
I love that. I did not even know that.
Yes.
That encourages me seriously to, like you said, to not take no for an answer. Mm-hmm. And whenever it's meant for you, it's meant for you. You
for sure
came in with two positions. You were as a manager and you were doing videography for them. So that speaks a lot about like just who you are and your determination. Shout out to the friend who said, write the letter, friend. We always got to have those person to push us,
Yes.
Wow, I
she
love
saw the vision.
Hello. Wow. So hearing those elements, I can just imagine there being so many memories on the yard. What's one core memory that still, like, till this day gives you joy, or still to this day, like, you're just like, wow, I can't believe I did that, or just was a part of something?
Oh man. I'm trying to think right here. It's so many great things. And like I said, it was just really always coming down to just having great friends. And like, we just made the best of everything. I will always say that my favorite time was always homecoming. Of course, just everyone coming back, all the different events and things of that nature. But yeah, I mean, just core memories is just really gaining a family away from home. Like I said, being a part of the basketball team, traveling, being a part of like all the games and things like that, seeing them excel, and just being around sports in the field. I enjoyed it all. I wish I could give you just like one core that stood out besides graduating, okay? But
walking across that stage was everything. We made it.
For sure. But yeah, I loved it all. And yes, the honors college, I have to shout that out as well too.
Wow.
Because they pushed me as well. Like I said, we're doing the thesis with Dr. Campbell. So it was all the time.
I love that. You mind if we sit with that for a second with the honors college? Can you give insight to those who have no idea what the Honors College is, and even someone who may be listening to this, may be aspiring student who wants to get involved with the Honors College? What all did the Honors College do?
I mean, for me, shout out to who informed me about the Honors College, because I was unaware at the time, Ms. Green. But definitely, it actually brings you together. You have your own little family there. You have like your own counselors and things of that nature. So they assist you with like booking your classes and all of those things. And they just someone to keep you on track. But it also is something that you have to be very disciplined for, because you do have to maintain a certain GPA. And like I said, in order to graduate with the honors, you also have to complete a thesis or a project as well too. So for me, it was just something that I got a scholarship from that as well, too. So, I mean, a lot of great factors. I love the Honors College. It definitely helped mold and shape me in a lot of different ways, because when I tell you that thesis was real.
Wow.
The thesis was real. But like I said, Dr. Campbell definitely pushed me through. Professor Mackey, I believe she is still there. Yes, she played a huge role for me as well. She was my counselor. So love her down. Definitely is something I feel like you should aim for. It pays off. It's great to be able to put on your resume. It is great to be able to have a thesis and things of that nature, because that also pushed me to my next level of getting my master's at LSU.
Yes,
and I had to submit that. It just always helps for a next step. So definitely, if you are able to be a part of it, handle your business in high school and everything of that nature. So yeah, I mean, it was a blessing.
I love that. Talk about blessings. You said you got your master's at LSU.
Yeah.
What did you get your master's in? Wow.
Strategic communication.
Wow.
So I really was focusing in on like PR, public relations at that time frame with them.
Come on. I told y'all she was a powerhouse. Okay? I mean, just inspired. I did not even know that you got your master's from LSU. That is powerful.
Yes, I did. So after I graduated from Southern, I took a semester off, just worked, and then, applied to LSU to their mass communication program, basically.
That's powerful, sis. That's powerful.
Yes.
What's one lesson that you learned from Southern? I know it's multiple lessons that you've learned from Southern, but that still is brings truth today. Like, you're like, dang, okay, and you still carry that on throughout, like, whether it be your career or anything that you're doing.
I would definitely just say that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. You should never give up, and definitely don't be afraid to like push past your limits. I would say those are like my most things that I take away. I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
I love that.
I was trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to go with, but I mean that definitely highlights and speaks to all to me.
You know, when it comes to being like a Southern Jaguar, like everyone just loves to just like represent, like, I'm a Jag. You know, like, hey, look, anytime somebody says something like, I went to Southern and did.
And did.
And did.
And graduated.
Hello,
Got always that also. Yeah. For sure.
I love that. So what was there ever a moment when you realized, like, you know what, I'm a Jaguar for life? Like, this is, I'm glad I came to Southern, and this is who I am, and I'm a proud Southern University Jag.
Yes, for sure. I mean, honestly, when I first stepped on the campus, okay, I knew I was a Jaguar for life. I definitely knew that this was somewhere where I wanted to be. I totally saw why my sister and my brother chose, and why they stuck with it. So, yeah, from the moment I stepped on the campus, I already knew what time it was, okay? And was definitely just grateful. But yes, each year as you get closer to like graduating and things of that nature, meeting new people, gaining new experiences and things like that. I mean, it's just always just continuing to set in stone that, you know, you are here and you're going to do great things. And, you know, the blue and gold is forever embedded in you. So, yes.
It's in our blood. Wow. Speaking
For
of
sure.
blood, like your bloodline, your family went to Southern. So how was that experience?
Yes, it was something I definitely loved. Like I said, we used to always go to the games. My brother played football for the team. So that was like always a great experience. My sister, she would allow me to come on campus with her, like when I was out of school from breaks and things of that nature. So being able to be around her friends, that was always fire. So yeah, I was just glad to be able to follow in their footsteps, that it all worked out with getting like their full ride and everything of that nature. So, I mean, it was great to be able to continue on the family legacy. Now, my parents went to different universities, but Southern University was just always with us. I don't know why. I must go back and ask them, like, how did we even get started with them? But yeah.
That's what's
Blue and gold
up.
all day.
So you were stepping foot on the campus before you were even a student.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, baby. You were like, you knew that campus through and through.
I did. But you know what? I can't tell you a story right here, because even though I knew that campus through and through, when I got on there, baby, I still had a little struggle trying to find my classes and all of that stuff. But no.
That was going to be the next question I asked, was like, with you going there before you were a student and actually being a student now, were there distinct differences? Like, okay, oh, I didn't know I was experiencing this. Okay. What was that like?
Yeah, I would say so. It definitely was some differences that I recognized for sure. But for the most part, I mean, the campus remained the same. Just some different enhanced elements. But yeah, I still needed assistance with my directions, though, to get into my classes. So, yeah, shout out to all the friends that always help me. I'm not that great with directions. But, yeah, it was just, like I said, it just felt surreal to finally, like, okay, now it's my time, and to get the experiences and to see, you know, what I would do there, so.
Just like you said, just having that experience also just, allowed you to see a different side of Southern, but also while you were attending Southern, like, okay, there are some elements that I just have to, like, you know, just grasp. Did you ever feel like you were moving into adulthood while at Southern? And did it teach you how to become an adult, or like how to, like, you know, figure things out?
Yes, for sure. Like I said, I always feel like just college period should definitely help you with getting some real world experience, because though people like to say like, oh, okay, when you graduate now you're into the real world, I feel like college, okay, had some very much so real world moments. And so yeah, I would definitely say that, like, even with booking your classes, you know, even though I had a full scholarship, you know, I still had to go to, like, through the financial aid process in terms of, like, just making sure everything was covered for my dorm room and things of that nature. And we all know, you know, just the lines and things like that in that process, and just having to make sure that you're staying up on your game to make sure you're meeting deadlines and things of that nature. So I always feel like that helps mold and shape, because definitely at work and things of that nature, hey, you have different projects that you're doing, deadlines that you have to meet and things of that nature. Being a part of the honor college, like I said, having to maintain a certain GPA and things of that nature. So just making sure, even though I was traveling with the basketball team and things of that nature, hey, you still have work to do. You have to stay on track with that. Communication, because with being with the team, we would have to leave for games and things like that. Of course, people didn't really have my name down as, you know, one of the players on the roster. So I had to communicate with my professors, you know, hey, I will be away during this time frame. Anything that I need to handle, how can I make up a test and things of that nature. When extra credit would happen, okay, I was never opposed.
I'm like, give me the extra credit right now, please.
So I was never opposed to getting my extra credit and things of that nature. And then also just being okay with, like, speaking up for yourself and things of that nature, not having a problem with going to professors, speaking with them, letting them know, hey, if you have questions and things like that. Like you said, with collaborating, if you knew that, okay, I have questions regarding something. Hey, I know this person is very much so knowledgeable. You know, not being scared or anything of that nature to go and talk to them and ask for assistance and stuff like that. So all things that I feel definitely play a part in the real world when you get a job and things of that nature. So, yes, I can go on for days. Yes, definitely.
That
It was some experiences for sure.
No, that's really, really, really powerful. Mm-hmm. And I love that you said it just taught you a lot. Mm-hmm. And so I'm curious, like, when you did take that moment when you stepped off the yard after graduating, I know you took a year off and you mm-hmm. went to master's school. Mm-hmm. What in that window of that year, was there any challenges that you faced after you left Southern, and how were you able to kind of like push through those? Because I want to dive into the career aspect, but you went to master's school right after that. Yes.
So definitely, I would say once I graduated, I knew I wanted to get my master's, but I did know I wanted to take a little break and so definitely from graduating, I mean, it's just the applications, having to apply and things of that nature. So definitely if you don't have a job already set and secure once after you graduate, hey, that is the reality now that, you know, hey, we have to apply. You probably have your bills. You can't stay on campus or anything like that anymore. So definitely just trying to find a job for sure. And then the difficulty sometimes too, like you have your mindset for where you want to do and for where you want to work. But you know, it doesn't always work out sometimes with the timeline.
I feel you, 100%.
So I actually ended up, my first job actually was at an accounting firm, Brent. How I ended up with accounting.
That's a very powerful, like, you saw how she tried to slide that in there real smooth. Your first job was at an accounting firm?
It was, okay, how I ended up. But you know what? Hey, it was paying the bills and things of that nature. And with that job, too, it also allowed me time to be able to apply to LSU and things like that.
Wow.
So I did take the semester off. I started in the fall. With LSU, and even during that time frame with them, I was able to work as a graduate assistant.
That's
Southern
good.
University still kept me on with being able to record games for the team.
Come on.
Yes, ma'am. So
wow.
I had about 3 jobs, okay, while I was in grad school. And then also, too, I just did some work for the state as well. So, yeah.
Light gyms that you've powerful light gyms. You know, I just did some work for the state. I was at an accounting firm, and I was also still filming for the Southern University basketball team.
Yes, ma'am.
Baby, you wasn't playing no games.
I was not.
All.
Definitely grad school. Yeah, that was a definitely real time in my life for sure. Because you talking about restless nights. Yes, for sure. But it all paid out. It all paid off at the end of the day. And like I said, even with LSU being a grad assistant, that was my time that I really started stepping into events.
Wow.
Because I work for the auxiliary services department. And so we were in charge of like booking the events that took place like in the union, and then just student engagement events as well. So that was like when I started realizing, okay, I like events as well too, outside of like broadcast and mass communication. So yeah, definitely great times.
Come on, great times, great vibes. You are a true hustler. You were determined.
Yes, ma'am.
All it took was a letter that was slid under the door, and look,
For
oh
sure.
my gosh,
For
wow.
Sure. Didn't even know it was lining me up.
Literally,
Yeah.
God was preparing
Yeah.
everything for you.
For sure.
Come on. Well, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I have a powerhouse gym joining me today. Make sure you stay tuned. We are not done yet. We'll be right back after this music break. Let's go.
Support for this program comes from TRG Financial, helping families, professionals, and brands develop clear, coordinated plans for savings, retirement, and estate needs, bringing organization to financial uncertainty. More at trg-financial.com.
Welcome back to From the Yard on WSUB 106.1 with yours truly, Armourie, and my sis, Miss Catrice, who has been dropping gems this entire interview. And I'm just learning so much about how determined she was, the amazing accomplishments that you were making. And baby, there's more to still come, okay?
It is.
Wow. So after your journey of being at Southern and you receiving your degree and you took the semester off and you went to grad school at LSU, really locking in with strategic communications. After that journey, what did it look like when you were stepping into the real world? Like, okay, what's going on next?
Yes. So definitely after I graduated from LSU, it was back to applying to jobs, trying to just see what my next steps was going to be. But I did know that I wanted to move to Houston because I wanted to go out there to be with my sister.
Come on, shout out
so
to age.
Definitely yes, ma'am. So definitely I was applying to a lot of different jobs there. I knew I still wanted to either focus in on communications or doing events or in just being in the sports field. So definitely was applying to like a lot of the professional teams and things of that nature, schools, collegiate, athletic programs, all of that. I actually ended up hearing back from the Houston Rockets.
Come on.
Listen, friend. Listen.
Okay, look. Where's my popcorn?
I actually ended up hearing back from them. And at that time frame, it was for their events and promotions department. They had a marketing associate role.
Wow.
So definitely when I was applying, I completely did not realize that it was going to be part-time.
Okay.
And then it was going to be like multiple of us. So it wasn't like just a one-person job. Like literally when I received the role and things of that nature, it was probably like 30 or 40 marketing associates that they have. And we're really the team that works a lot behind the scenes to set up events, execute them, and just really the bodies and the hands to be able to facilitate and see everything through. But a part of this as well, too, because I had to push through as well. It was some hurricane or something like that had took place in Baton Rouge. I cannot remember. This was around like 2016 or so.
Okay.
I cannot, or some, possibly. It was some storm, but to say this, that I end up being called for the interview. And it had stormed and things like that. So I did not know if I was going to be able to make it. But at that time, I grabbed one of my friends and I was like, hey, can you go with me on this beautiful journey? We did not know where we were going. I don't know if it was a flood or something. But definitely during our travel, we definitely saw like a lot of falling trees and things of that nature. But all said and done, we were able to make it safely.
Come on.
Praise the Lord. So went into the interview, was blessed to get the job. Like I said, it was multiple of us, but it was something I definitely appreciated. It allowed me to work with multiple departments there to really get a feel for what I liked and enjoyed. Because honestly, with the community relations role, I didn't really even know that truly existed or what that looked like until I started working with them. And then I was like, okay, I really like this department, the giving back aspect and things of that nature. So I worked part-time there for a while, for 2 years. 1 year I was working with the group. The second year I was in the office and like facilitating, overseeing events. And then my third year, I went into the Toyota Center. So basically, long story short, the assistant role that I had, it was only for a year. But once you get into the office and you get to working full-time hours and things of that nature, you kind of get used to it and what that beautiful check looked like and everything of that nature. So it was something I knew I wanted to stick with. So even though I couldn't come back into that role, full time, I was able to get a position with the Toyota Center. And so the Toyota Center is where they plan like the concerts and things like that. It's the arena we work out of. So they host the games and then they also do the different concerts and third party events. So I was able to work as their assistant for a year. So after I completed doing that, they didn't have a full-time role available to offer me. So I was able to go back to being a marketing associate working part-time. But like I said, I always was still applying and things like that and knowing that, I wanted full-time work. So ultimately, I ended up applying to University of Houston.
Wow.
And I was event coordinator planning the events for their president. Of the university. So I ended up having to leave the Rockets, actually. And it was something that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't want to step away because, you have in your head like, oh, I'll probably be missing out on my opportunity to want to work full time and be there. But it was also at the same time, no full-time job is here. So honestly, I remember saying to myself when I was leaving, like my last day there of like, I'm going to be back. Like I just remember saying that and feeling it. And I was like, this is not the end of the road for me here. So I went on to work at University of Houston. I worked there for like a year and a half. Then COVID ended up happening.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So then we started working remote and things of that nature. During that time frame, actually I married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I married. So I actually ended up moving back to Louisiana.
Really?
Because that's where he was. And so I went back to working for the state in the communications department. And then I did that for like a year and a half or so. And then I ended up receiving a call.
Baby, they called you.
Yes, ma'am. From someone that that was a part of the community department that I used to help out during my time there, and basically asking me if I would want to come back. They said they had a role open, and at that time it was just the community relations coordinator. And I was like, yes, of course.
Look, without a shadow of a doubt.
What do you mean?
I'm on my way.
What do you mean? When you need me there? When you need me there? So yes, I received the call and ended up moving back here. Started working. So that happened. I came back in 2023. Yeah, so I've been there with them ever since. Was blessed to be able to be promoted and things like that. So, definitely just been on my grind, friend, just trying to continue to grow and excel, okay? And see where
you were excelling, seriously.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
Because you said you was promoted.
Yes, ma'am. I was. Praise the Lord.
Come on. How is that journey going now?
You definitely feel that promotion, okay?
In a good way or a bad way?
In a great way. In a great way. I love it. But I always make the joke about, I don't know, some meme that goes around just saying like how the way you end up becoming good at your job or something like that. And now, like, they keep calling, like, it's showing, like, how important, I end up becoming important at my job or something like that. I don't know.
Very important. And she important, y'all. She is important. The Houston Rockets called her. She ain't called them. They called her. They said, baby, we need you. We need you.
No, definitely God's favor for sure. Wow. I can't take nothing away from that. But definitely, like I said, been feeling the promotion, but before that, it was always just, it's a job that you have to love because you put in so much work and you put in so many long hours and things like that, working all of the basketball games and outside of that, like I said, hosting events. But it definitely is a passion job for me. I love what I do, and I think that always makes a world of difference. So
wow,
I definitely count it a blessing to be able to wake up and not dread work or anything of that nature. And it's actually something that I still have been enjoying 3 years in. So definitely am grateful for sure. But it does take a lot of your time for sure. But like I said, with the projects that we do, the events that I'm able to host for the community department, is really giving back.
Yeah.
And so being able to be a blessing, making someone's day, it just really touches me. It really does. It really does. I'm trying to put it into words, but like I said, it's just something that I really do enjoy. So
I love that. I love that.
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
the fact that you are passionate about what you're doing. You love what you're doing. If you don't mind just sharing just a bit of insight as far as or just advice when it comes to maybe someone who is graduating from Southern or someone who has long graduated from Southern and is still trying to find their niche, trying to find their why. How important is it to truly love what you do?
I honestly think it's so important, and I have always been a person that, I always say, whatever I do, I want to make sure I enjoy it. I want to love it. I don't want it to feel like work and things of that nature. And sometimes realistically, we do have to do some jobs and things like that to take care of business. And I'm just glad and grateful that this opportunity did happen. If you have a chance, I understand about chasing the bag. I'm not opposed to that. Okay? I'm not opposed to that because at the end of the day, we have to survive, right?
I feel
And you
you.
don't want to live paycheck to paycheck and things of that nature. So, definitely, I'm not going to downplay and say that money does not matter. But I will say if you are blessed to be able to find something that you are passionate about that marks all your cards and things like that, and when you're there, you feel like, okay, I really love where I am. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. I feel like here I'm able to make a difference and things like that, or I'm appreciated. It just really goes a long way. So, like I said, this is definitely something that I'm enjoying. Want to see where it continues to take me and stuff like that. But and with this role, even though it's mainly event planning, my communication background and public relations still come into play because I also assist with our social media for the community department, things like that. And then you also have a chance to work with the photography team, the social team, the video team, and things like that of what your events look like, what you want to focus in on, the storytelling, all of that stuff. So it really has just been coming into fruition of all the things that I have done in the background, starting all the way from Southern and working with the basketball team. So it's definitely something that I have been enjoying for sure.
Y'all, well, I am just thrilled by everything, especially just learning all about your journey with the Houston Rockets, baby, them calling you back and everything. So make sure y'all stay tuned because we ain't done yet. We'll be right back after this music break.
Yes.
This segment is made possible by HiveMind Creative Agency, helping businesses share their story and grow their presence online. HiveMind offers podcast-style marketing designed to fit each brand's voice. Learn more at HiveMindHTX.com.
Welcome back to From the Yard on WSUB 106.1. And just know, you have been dropping gems this entire time. And so to know that you've been literally soaring after graduating from Southern and LSU, you excelling in your career with the Houston Rockets, and just also taking that life pivot with even moving back to Louisiana. Now, as you're thriving in your career, how do you even stay connected to the Jaguar Network?
Yes. So definitely social media. Okay, we all know they play a big part.
Facts.
Email blasts. Because I know and I'm very big on the athletics. So always getting emails from either Quarterback Club or SU Athletics email blasts. And then for mass communications, we actually have an alumni group me and things like that. So always being able to hear what's going on with the mass comm department. So yeah, just different ways. And then of course word of mouth, friend. Okay.
Hello. Ain't nothing like word of mouth. Seriously, that's how we got connected, was word of mouth. Seriously.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And that, I feel like it's always great to be able to pour back into where you came from, you know, the Jaguar Network, and to hear all of you were the quarterback club. I didn't even know about the quarterback club. I got to do better, y'all. What am I tripping on? I need to do better. And the mass comm, the mass communications group me, like, shout out to Dr. Campbell for even creating that. Like, oh man, when people learn about you and when it comes to like the legacy that you want to leave behind, how do you want people to like remember you by?
Well, first and foremost, beyond work, I just want them to see the love of Christ in me.
Come on.
And my biggest thing here at the end of the day, and for all of us it should be, is just fulfilling our purpose that he has here for us on earth. But definitely beyond that, just seeing me for who I am, and just from everything that I discussed today, just very briefly, just seeing where hard work can take you, being positive, encouraged, and not giving up, no matter what the circumstances are looking like, no matter, denial emails or anything like that you may get. Just stay focused on what your end goal is, what you ultimately want to do. Even if you have to take some pivots, just know it's never too late, and you can definitely accomplish whatever you set your mind out to. And yes.
I love that. I love that. Even in the moments of where you have to take a pivot, what's one thing that anchors you down to keep moving forward and you not getting lost in the pivot?
Just my vision. Like I said, I definitely am not knocking vision boards or anything like that, writing it out, just knowing what you ultimately want to do. And if you're somewhere where you're not feeling fulfilled or anything like that, life is too short. At the end of the day, don't stay there. If it's definitely stay there. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying just quit your job.
Let me put this disclaimer out there real quick.
If you know you need the money or anything like that, but I am saying do not settle. And just continue to know what you ultimately want to do and go after it. Network. If you have to attend different events, if you do have to talk to, like I said, other individuals to get there, keep applying to those jobs. Even beyond applying, try to send a little side email or anything of that nature. Just don't give up and take the easy way out or anything like that, and just really stay encouraged as much as you can. It's very important. And again, biblical, trust God and stay on your word and know what his word says, and know what he has for you. So, yeah.
I'm clocking it right now. I don't even know if I'm doing it right because I've been told I do it wrong. But
gotta be trying to clock it a little bit. I don't know if I'm doing it right either.
Wow, that's powerful. Like, I'm taking notes seriously about that because I've been recently having to pivot, and it feels uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I'm just like, God, I thought I was doing what you called me to do.
Right.
Like, what does that even look like? How do you want me to show up?
Exactly.
I am struggling in this season, because I'm a very transparent and candid person, and it's like I feel like I'm going through a season of mute, and I'm like, and I heard him clearly when he said you're in a season of mute, but I'm like, how is that you have me in a season of mute and you got me interviewing people? I'm over here. That's what I do for like my. we got Mr. Jeff Shelley that just popped in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeff Shelley. Give us a shout out on WSUB since you walking in. Come on, come to the mic. 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 Say what's up. It's your boy Jeff Shelley. Now you are tuned into WSUB 106.1.
Okay. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Jeff Shelley. You are now tuned into what now?
From the yard.
From the yard.
Yes.
Yards. From Jeff Shelley to the yard. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah, we always laugh at the Hive. You know, Jeff Shelley is one of the top comedians in Houston, Texas. So he's just always here at the Hive supporting everything that we're doing, and we're supporting everything that he's doing. So, you know, look, this is all being here.
Yes.
So it's crazy because I was telling God, I was like, how do you want me to be mute in these seasons? Because it's like you're sending me out to these networking events. I'm forced to talk. And I love doing what I'm doing, but it's like, okay, well, what is it? But he's like you said, trusting the vision and trusting that God has you walking the path that you're supposed to walk in, understanding like everything is going to work out. And there's a reason why you're in mute season, just understanding how to navigate through that time. That doesn't mean completely be quiet, but just be intentional about the things that you share and the things that you converse with other people about. So
yes, ma'am. It's
Girl,
all set up there for something greater.
I receive it in the name of the Lord.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Praise
wow.
Lord.
So it's very key that you mentioned how staying true to God's vision for your life is very, very pivotal. And I know that you've gone through different transitions where you had to pivot and where, you know, you were working with the Rockets and then you got the call to work at U of H and then the Rockets called you back. During those times, like, what was that transition period like for you?
Yes. I'm not going to tell you a story. When I left the Rockets, though I always said, like, I would be back, it was always like, man, this is something I really love, hate to step away. But at the end of the day, I was very grateful for the University of Houston job, everything it taught me. And still even there, because I knew I still had a love for sports and wanted to stay connected. Man, one thing I did not mention, I actually went to University of Houston's basketball team. Their women's team, shout out to them.
Okay, come on.
And introduced myself, and they actually allowed me to work game days with them and stuff of that nature.
Really?
So for me, I think the biggest thing, it was just never giving up and knowing what I ultimately wanted to do and knowing what I truly enjoyed. And so even though UH job was doing it for the president and not for athletics, I still wanted to make sure I stayed embedded with athletics so I could still have that to be able to put on my resume and things like that. So just being intentional, I guess, with every step of your journey to get you to ultimately where you want to be and what can continue to elevate you is one big thing. And then also just being mindful of, you never know who's watching. You never know who you're meeting, who you're talking to, and who will play a pivotal part in your life.
Oh, that's good.
For the next step and things of that nature. Like for me, with getting call to come back, I received a call from someone. He wasn't even my boss at the time when I was at the Rockets. He was just someone that I had done work for before. And clearly he just saw enough in me, my character, the hard work, and everything that I did do while I was there to want me to come and work for him, someone that he had never even supervised. So I think it's just very important to always put your best effort forward in everything that you're doing. Treat everyone with respect. Always be kind. And just always know that even though if this is not your ultimate goal, it's a part of your story.
Wow.
And you just never know where it can lead. So I would just really, really say just always be intentional. Never give up. I cannot say that enough.
So after every show, so towards the end of every show, I always like to ask my guests, what's a JAG gem that you would like to leave the people with? You know, whether that be an aspiring student that's looking to go to Southern or trying to make that decision if they want to go to Southern, somebody who could be currently at Southern, and a fresh graduate who's just trying to navigate life right now.
Yes. I mean, I would definitely say go to Southern University, okay?
Yeah. Ask you in the house.
Yes. No, seriously, it was an amazing journey. I love my experience at Southern University. And I definitely think just really focusing ultimately on what you want to do when you get to campus and things like that. You know, if you do want to be a part of SGA, if you do want to pledge, if you want to be a part of the Royal Court, anything of that nature, hey, make it. You can start now with writing out your vision and things like that, and going after what you want and things like that, and building your community, finding your family, your friends, and networking. Not being afraid to take advantage of internships or any type of opportunities that come in your field and your major that definitely will play a part for you. And not being afraid of pivots, you know, because it can happen. But like I said, it's a pivot. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep moving forward, and just keep your eyes on the prize of what you ultimately want to do.
Love, 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 love. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it was a pleasure. I told her she was booked and busy. I was like, "Oh, baby, you ready on this day?" I said, "We doing it by any means necessary."
I appreciate you for working with me because we definitely did go through some dates. Okay, but yes, I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely. Well, let the people know where they can connect with you or find out more information about who you are and just locking in with Miss Catrice.
Yes, definitely Instagram, Casually Catrice, and then also on LinkedIn, Catrice Roggerson.
I love that.
Oh, and then a little plug for Houston Rockets, okay? Community work. You can find me on Rockets Give Back. Yeah, you'll see all the great things we're doing in the community.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank you again. I truly appreciate it. And it's been a blessing to have you, Southern University alumni, representing very, very, very well. So make sure y'all stay tuned to From the Yard each and every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And make sure you always lock in. If you have a SU roll call that you want to put out there, just go ahead and put it out there. But in the meantime, between time, I'll see y'all next week. All right, we out.